here we are at Treasure Island, a beautiful, beautiful day at Treasure Island. And we have a few nice guests with us. We have Greg Faust, one of our great volunteers. And we also have Gary Williams, another one of our great volunteers. It's a beautiful day, and it's the Spring Festival. Summer Festival is what it is?
Great festival.
The what?
It's the Spring Break Festival.
Spring Break Festival.
There we go.
Okay.
I didn't take my meds yet, did I? No.
Oh, we had to have someone's got some brains.
They just haven't kicked in.
I don't know what it is. Okay, anyway, we have Gary, who's a Marine, right? You're in the Marines?
Marine Corps.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
What'd you do?
Jarhead.
Oh, God, a jarhead.
Yep.
What'd you do in the Marines there, sir?
Well, I'll tell you what. I got out of high school, 17 years of age, and me and four other guys went into service together in the Marine Corps. And first day, I didn't even get to boot camp. They had me guard a 7-foot guy. He looked 7 foot, and he was in the brig, and I was watching him at night. And every time he moved, I jumped. He was suicidal, and they said, Gary, he said, remember, you haven't gotten your training yet, but you're watching this guy. And I watched him, I'll tell you. But anyways, then I went to boot camp in San Diego, and actually we were separated from one another. I went in a platoon ahead of them and the other 4 guys. So they went their way and I went my way.
Awesome.
And we all wanted to go and fight in the Korean War, but they had the armistice before we could get over there. And we enjoyed every moment of it once we got out of boot camp. And personally, I didn't get too far. I went to Cuba. We was gone to Guantanamo Bay, and we were there for 4 months. And we went to Puerto Rico, and I loved Cuba. I'll tell you, they got some great people there in Cuba. So I was in not quite 3 years, 2 years and 8 months.
That was good days.
Yeah, good days.
You got out when? When did you get out of service?
1955.
55.
September of
Okay.
55.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Now, we also have Greg Faust, who has a wonderful story for us.
Yep.
And he's going to tell of what's been going on with him, which is awesome. Okay, Greg, you got the floor.
Okay, we got a short story today about a GI that got drafted back in 1966 and went through Ranger training, airborne training, and got sent to Vietnam. He jumped out of perfectly good aircraft into very unfriendly environments. Somehow he survived 2 years, came back to America, and got a job. And forgot about the Army because if you remember, in those days, people were spitting at Vietnam veterans.
That's right.
Yeah, they were.
A little different than it is today.
Yeah.
So after 45 years of not being able to talk about the service, he finally did. Mainly because he needed medical aid. Not having the perfect health insurance, he had to go to the VA. And he says if it wasn't for the VA, he wouldn't be alive today. They gave him a bypass. They gave him 5 stents, plenty of meds for the diabetes, a shrink for the PSTD. And guess what? They even awarded him 100% compensation for disability.
Awesome.
Good. Fantastic.
So a guy that cursed the Army his whole life is suddenly getting about $3,500 a month and a large bonus check as Uncle Sam is thanking him for the service. So the plot of this story is, if you're young enough to serve, please do it. I don't care if it's the Coast Guard, the Marine Corps, the Army, the Navy, the Marines, whatever. And if you're not, and you have a relative that is of the service age, you got to recommend that they go in. You get good training, you learn to follow orders, you get leadership, and guess what? The same as our GI in this story, your government is finally someday going to take care of you.
For sure.
And that GI, ladies and gentlemen, is me.
Yep.
And I'm the happiest camper that you've ever seen. I got nothing but good things to say about the Army and the Armed Forces and our VA medical centers.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, I would like to say one thing. No one ever told me that when I got out of active duty, I could go in and be a reserve and get a retirement if I stayed in reserves. And it's only 1 week a month, 1 weekend a month.
Yes, right. That's right.
Nobody told me either.
Yeah, and had I known I would have definitely stayed in and made a couple of bucks every month. Plus, 2 weeks out of the year, I'd go to California or Florida or wherever they sent me. And I tell you what, anyone that's in the service and gets out, make sure you become an active reserve. You will never, ever regret it.
Nope. And once you have an MOS assigned to you, that's a military operational
Something or other.
something or other.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Mine was 94B20, which is a combat MP. I remember that much. But anyway, the reserve training, you move right on up and you get promoted, and your retirement can only build. I meet so many guys now and girls that have been in the service, and they're driving brand new cars, they're riding beautiful motorcycles, they pull up to the VA and they feel good, they look good. It's not as bad as I thought it was.
No.
I think when you're young, you don't really realize the benefits that you can get out of the service.
No, you don't have a coach.
Yeah, I felt the same way you did. I really didn't want to go in. I was hesitant. And then, of course, I got my draft notice, and my uncle was in the Navy. He was a radioman. I didn't know what to do, so I said, what do you want to be? I said, I'll be a radioman.
Yeah.
I went to radio school, did the whole thing. And you know something? I'm really glad that I did. I constantly wear this hat because without this hat, I'm Joe Blow. With this hat, I'm a veteran.
Yes.
And it makes me very proud to be
Actually,
a veteran.
with that hat, you're Sparks.
That's right. I am Sparks. Now, the other thing I want to talk to you about, guys, is Four Corners Alliance. I know you guys
good.
know
Yeah,
what that
we're all
is.
in it.
Yes.
Okay? Explain the Four Corners Alliance because you know it better than everybody.
Well, Four Corners Alliance Group got started about a little over a year ago, and it was designed to help people earn money and have a better retirement for themselves. So they started the program, and they realized because they're in every country in the world that you had to keep the cost down. So it's a one-time fee of $18 out of pocket. No additional costs out of pocket. And for that, Four Corners Alliance is a educational, financial education company. So they send you books, e-books from on your computer, and they will every time the $18 is bought or put in by somebody else, you're going to make $4. So you're not only helping them educate themselves financially, but you're also receiving these $4 for every person that joins.
Well, here's the other part that's really good. Was I didn't realize when I did join it. Okay,
Yeah.
Number one, no auto ship.
No.
You're not obligated to buy anything every single month. That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, you also get a free website with a back office. You could check what's going on with your genealogy. I mean, it's amazing what they give you. Now, the fee realistically is $8 to join
Yes.
and $10 for your first ebook.
Yes.
Now, as you bring people in, as you pointed out before,
Yes.
and sponsor, through your commissions, you're going to buy additional books. But meanwhile, not only are you raising money for yourself, but very importantly, you're helping veterans back to health. Because as you make money, so does the Veterans Health Network make money.
Yes.
Now, the more money we make, the more products we can buy for our veterans. One of the products, which I'd like to point out, is called Protandem. Protandem is a wonderful product that takes oxidative stress out of your system, as well as free radicals. We also have some other major products that we give. And, well, you know who can explain this better than anybody else would be Greg, because he takes it constantly. Greg, explain that one.
Real-time pain release has 23 different natural ingredients in it, one of which opens up your skin pore all the way to the nerve and allows the other 22 nutrients to come in and do their job.
Hold the real time up.
There
There you go.
you go.
Yeah, okay.
And thank God we have an editor.
Yeah. Okay, so we're still on. Hang on a sec. We're still on. Get that a product that we have.
Well, let me finish with the real-time pain
righty
release.
then.
Yeah.
As of last November, and from 2002 until last November, I suffered from the pain that comes along with neuropathy, the pins and needles in your feet and in your lower legs. Last November, Richard gave me a tube of this. 5 minutes after I put it on my feet, my pain wasn't reduced. I was pain-free. And I have been pain-free from neuropathy since last November. Amazing. Every morning I do my feet, I put on a pair of socks, and I'm off to the races.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go
I was
walking.
ready to buy a wheelchair last November. Now I'm standing, I'm doing the events with Richard, and I love it. And it took me about 3 weeks to figure out how the four corners was going to fit into everything that Richard is already doing. And now I see that becoming healthy, wealthy, and wise is a lock.
Yep.
It's a lock. We put veterans in, we raise money out here, and we take that $18 and put a veteran in.
That's correct.
And then we take 4 more people and take their $18. That veteran is now locked in and done. And we keep on doing the same thing.
And the wonderful, like we had mentioned already, there is no additional money coming out of your pocket.
Correct.
It's a one-time $18. And people say, how can you do it? Well, it's multiplication. Every person that goes in, we suggest that they get 4 people also. And those 4 people get 4 people. Those 4. So if everybody works the program the way they should, there will not be only $4. That raises up the more people get in behind you. So it's a wonderful program, and every veteran is going to receive all of these supplement medications for nothing.
Okay, yes, everything we do for them. The
Yes.
other product that we do offer our veterans, especially people who've got either PTSD, Agent Orange, is Natural Cellular Defense. One of the best products we do have on the market today. This product will help them get back to health and is offered to our veterans absolutely free as well. All our products, we're going to have maybe 5 different products, not one dime out of a veteran's pocket. Everything we do for our veterans is absolutely free. So
And I
anyway,
can attest to that. I was on Richard's waiting list for over 6 months. And then last June, the NCDs showed up in my mail, and I started taking 3 drops 3 to 4 times a day. And the next thing you know, I went from 205 pounds down to 185. Richard can attest to that.
Mm-hmm.
My primary care physician can attest to the fact that my blood pressure went down over 30 points, and they've been treating me for 13 years. So they took a notice of the NCDs and also of the real-time pain relief. And the Heart Success Clinic at the VA hospital is not only using it, but they're recommending it. My primary care physician, Dr. Torres, is using it himself and for his wife and for his mother-in-law. I don't know what else to say there.
well, this is it. You know,
Yeah.
we're here. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. And hey, guys, thank you for your interview.
Yep, and you
Yes.
never took a penny from me.
No, I wouldn't take a penny for any veteran. Everything for our veterans is absolutely free.
We've got to give Richard credit, though. He has been doing this faithfully for a couple of years, and every flea market and every event, he spends from 10 o'clock till 10 o'clock.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. And he gives up his time, and all the money goes to the veterans.
Yeah, we're volunteers, by
Right,
the way.
yeah. Well, I do appreciate you guys, too,
Yes.
helping me out. Without you guys, I wouldn't know what to do, honest to God.
Yes.
I do need help. The more help I can do and more guys you can help me out with is fantastic. But listen, I think
And
we're
Richard,
gonna,
we know that.
yeah, we're going to take a break now. You don't mind, do we, guys?
We'll be back
more,
soon.
One more. We've got a cameraman and a
Oh.
technician, Richard.
Richard
and-
Thomas.
Richard Thomas. And if you need
Here he is.
Come on back here.
Come on, say hello, Richard.
There he is.
Yeah, there's
How
a
y'all
guy.
doing?
We just appreciate every moment that you're with us.
I know he's amazing.
And
Well, guys,
especially,
I appreciate you guys for
Yes.
the
Yeah.
sacrifices that you all made for us. Why we could sit here today and do this.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
For sure.
Thank you.
we do it in English, not Vietnamese.
There you go.
So Richard has his own business. So if you need anybody, just contact one of us, and we'll get you in touch with Richard.
Okay,
He's
guys.
got a studio on Central Avenue. We're going down
Oh,
there
yeah.
next week to look at it.
Oh, yeah. The best cameraman I've ever met.
Yes.
All right, guys. Thank you. Have a nice break, and thanks again.
Hey,